Hello, ZPA community. Well, we are live, and you see Renita Brennan is actually with us. Let's say hello, Renita.
Hi guys, how are you? I have my big DJ headset on so I can spin some records as soon as I'm done.
So we know all the excitement, and we're going to keep this fun. This whole goal with this business building series is just like when we launched our whole ZP8 program and our beta. It's going to be 2 months of us working together, learning. We are about to launch an entire Facebook closed group that will be just designed for people wanting to share it and build it. So this is our first step. So we're going to roll out a model that I know so many of you want to hear about. It's the 444 to make a difference. Boom. But before we dive in, if you don't know this lady who is actually leading this entire business building coaching series with me, and we will each week have additional guests on that are making a difference in their community, utilizing the models, and next week as we launch the Health Pro model as well. This lady I met about 5 years ago, and she asked me to write the foreword of her new book coming out, and she is one of my dearest friends, but more importantly, she's a mom, amazing wife, amazing entrepreneur, amazing mother to 3 strong boys, and she started a group a few years ago, about 5 years ago, with 50 women. And we featured on our HLN Transformation Tuesday show. And let me just show you this. This is actually from CNN. If you can see this, this was her taking a town that's now down over 65,000 pounds. She did it teaching PFC every 3, leading models like we're sharing tonight, the 444 model and the boutique facility model. So these are going to be 2 building models based upon our live it, share it, and build it. But before we go any further, I want to introduce you to the Renita Brennan, an amazing entrepreneur, an amazing leader, and someone that knows how to make a difference in this. And from this series, she is now a featured health expert on our NBC affiliate in North Dakota. She's a speaker around the world, and she leads people to live healthier lives. And she knows not just how to inspire people to live their best health, she knows how to help people make money who want to share their story, just like everyone on the webcast tonight. So Renita, welcome to our series.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. And you know, one of my biggest motto is teamwork makes the dream work. Right, Mark? I mean, alone you're powerful, but with all of us together, we're just unstoppable. I really, truly believe we can turn around the obesity epidemic of America, get families well, get moms back in their game, get athletes just performing at their peak performance. There's so much work to do. I'm so glad all of you are on this tonight. We need help, and we're going to do it together.
I love it. So this is going to be our flow every single week. Remember, this is our special one because we had tech challenges. Chris Ojeda, who's our little admin right now, who's been amazing for us. We did this 9 p.m. because we had the tech challenge, but every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time, this will be our live webcast. And then the replay, let me show you my screen. The replay is going to be on the YouTube channel. So it's Zen Project, it's youtube.com/ZenProject8. Right after this webcast, there's going to be a new business building playlist created. And this is where you're going to be able to see every single webcast at 10 p.m. on Monday. You'll see it on our Hangouts, but the replay will be on the YouTube playlist so that we make sure that we honor the live it message of people just living ZPA, but then we're creating the build it and share it message as well. And in addition, as I shared, within the next week, we will be launching our Facebook community designed just for people sharing ZP8 and building ZP8, and we'll be doing Facebook Lives in that group as well. So there's going to be an open community where people can share ideas. And that's our main goal over these next 2 months, to develop this, to work with you with it, to lead different communities. So come January, we're launching an entire new year, new you campaign. Now, the 2 models, and we're going to talk about one tonight, is the 444, make a difference, and then our health-related boutique facility model that's going to help lead your community. Both are new business building models. We're going to talk about the 444 tonight, that every single person on this webcast can implement and share and start living it and doing it. And then we're going to have action items for you as well. And then next week, we're going to focus on partnering with health-related boutique facilities, personal training studios, yoga studios, Pilates studios, spin studios, all these little boutique facilities, CrossFit locations that are looking for a turnkey nutrition and supplement system. But right now, It's all about the 444. And let me share before we bring Renita in, and Renita's going to walk you through how this came about. But we are at Expo, and we've both been talking since we launched ZP8. And as I shared on the Facebook Lives last week, we have our Live It, Share It, Build It. And my commitment to each and every one of you is that not enough people are making money with Zen. And I know you can. We know you can, understanding the model. And it has to be something, it's not just, here's a great program, here are some great products. We're creating a duplicatable model that's going to allow you, if you want to build a health-related business, you can. You start as Living It. You then can implement Share It. Watch the 2 Facebook Lives we did, the 7 steps to live it, the 7 steps to share it. But this is now for people who want to actually make a career, actually look at supplemental income, and actually help people live healthier lives and build something. Is that right, Renita?
Absolutely. Everything that you just said with 10 exclamation points behind it. Okay. I mean, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I want people, because if we can get more people earning income and making money because they've been living the plan, because they're passionate about helping others and blessing others, as well as making income. I mean, think of how far our reach gets, Mark. You know, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times infinity. I mean, we can really, like I said, turn this whole obesity epidemic crisis in our country around, and we're going to do it together. And it's going to take everyone. It's going to take every one of you watching this tonight, coupled with Mark McDonald and myself, because we love you. We love ZP8. We know the program works. Like I always tell my team, you know, we don't think this works. We know this works for every single person who does the plan, because it's a straight science plan. That's the bottom line. And so when you live it, it's just easy, because people look at you and are naturally saying, what on earth are you doing? You're smiling more. You know, I mean, in addition to you losing 20, 30, 100 pounds. I told Mark the story about Leota, who's down nearly 100 pounds. She's down 97 pounds, and she's 80 years old, you guys. Most people would have said, my metabolism is shot, I'm too far gone. And this morning she was at my exercise class at 5:45, alternating swinging the kettlebell. When Mark McDonald met her, she was in a walker. We live, Janess, we live young. ZP8 will radically transform people's lives, and you guys know it, and you're leading the charge. We're so excited about it. I love 444.
I love your passion, Renita. It's so contagious from this side. So this is what we're going to do tonight. The 444 model happened when Renita and I sat down at Expo, and we were talking numerous times before then. And Renita said, I have a new idea that's taking some of the concepts that we talked about before on how to launch this. And this is what brought life to the 444 plan. It's something that's duplicatable. And I want to share this. You don't have to be a nutritionist. You don't have to be a health pro. We're both health pros. You don't need to be a health pro. If you have lived ZP8 and you are already sharing ZP8, this is perfect for you to build it, and you will grow with it. So let's dive into it. We're going to do this. We're going to go through the 444, and then we're going to give action items for everyone new to wanting to build it, but then we have a whole community of people already building it. We're going to have special action items for you. That's the goal with this webcast. Not just motivation, not just inspiration, real nuggets of information that every single week you can build upon and take your business to a whole nother level.
Yeah, we want you to push play as soon as you get off this webinar, and you're literally going to be out of the gates sharing this opportunity with people, like immediately following. So that's really the game plan. It's not just, like you said, inspiration, motivation. I mean, they're fleeting sometimes, right? You can be fired up while you watch us, but when you leave and the rubber meets the road, like, what are you going to do? That's super important in this business, Mark. You know that, right?
100%. So Renita, let's dive in. We're going to do 5 questions, rapid Q&A here, just like back at our look. The first thing, and I want everyone to understand the concept of, because of your experience in network marketing, understanding weight loss, and remember, ZP8 is much more than weight loss. It's to burn fat, higher energy, overall health. Why did you love the concept of the 444? Before we explain what the 4s are, what was the overall philosophy that you were looking for your team to build?
Well, first of all, I believe this: without a clear plan, people perish. And so I see lots of people in the Zen Project 8 community that are trying to share it. They're, you know, maybe one day they share it, they don't share it for 3 weeks, and they share it again. There was really no consistency or pattern or program to what they were doing with their sharing. And so without that clear plan, it's really not going to work. And 444 is very doable because there's 4 weeks in a month, right? And also it's very doable because if you share with your first 4 people the first month, and you basically follow the plan, you're actually going to, in Jeunesse, there's different ranks, and it starts with basically being a distributor. An executive is where you sponsor 2 people. A Jade is where you sponsor 4 people. So this plan, the first month you go Jade, the second month you go Pearl, the third month you basically go Sapphire. So it literally takes that Jeunesse compensation plan and gives you a clear-cut derived plan of how to get there, exactly what you're going to do to basically accomplish the goal of not only becoming Sapphire, but ultimately to growing a great network marketing business, which ultimately means we're impacting more lives.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that's what you just said. I think everyone, it's important to understand. You've already lived it. And we already have so many people who are sharing it. And what we've seen since we launched ZP8 in March is there's gaps. There's gaps in how people are doing amazing success stories, amazing passion, but there's gaps in how to build it. So that was why we wanted to create a duplicatable model. Next question, Renita. So we have 444. What does the first 4 mean? And kind of walk everyone through exactly what they should be doing with that first 4.
The first 4 is basically you're going to go out there and you're going to find 4 retail customers. And now this is really easy for me. I'll be honest with you. I think last month I had 19 retail customers. And every month it's just a lot of retail customers. How do I get these retail customers? I'm living the plan on Facebook. I don't go out there and sell on Facebook. People are watching your Facebook and they're saying, do I want to affiliate with this person? Do I want a life like this person? I once heard a great speaker. He said, if you're giving good nuggets away, maybe nutrition, maybe lifestyle tips, maybe just positivity, because the world is lacking positivity right now. If you're giving that stuff away, maybe about every 10th post, I post about my business. And by doing that, I literally put my link out there. We all have this great little J Mobile app, which is going to be in our action steps we'll get to in a second. But the J Mobile app is a great way to post a link directly to your Facebook page and just show people what you're doing. Be proud about it. I think some people kind of fly under the radar and they don't want to offend anybody. Well, I don't want to follow anybody that's not all in. If you're all in, I'm going to follow you to the moon and back. But if you're not all in, one foot in, 1 foot out, I'm probably not going to follow you. So I think the first thing is fully commit. And by doing that, you can show yourself up on Facebook. And that's very easy by basically social media posts. Maybe you have a great before and after. Several people, Mark, you know this, in the Zen community have lost 50, 60, 100 pounds. Just by putting those before and afters out there, people are intrigued. It's that time of year.
Yeah, and then you have people like a Mary Nelson or Kathleen Paredes who weight loss is not their goal, or even burning fat, but they're getting fitter, healthier, more energy. So remember, as we talked about Live It, everyone's got their own story. So the first 4 is you find your 4 retail customers. The gap people have made and the mistake people have made living ZP8 is immediately they're enrolling distributors and they're not focused on retail customers. Retail customers are very beneficial to you because when we talk about what you do and the 4 retail customers, Renita, they would get a transform pack. That's what we're focusing on. The transform pack, there's a $50 difference between retail and wholesale, and then that's all revenue and cash up front from that perspective. So the first 4 is customers.
Customers, those 4 customers, you're basically making about $200 the first month on those 4 retail customers. $200 that pays for your product. So even if you're just a sharer, Mark, wow, what a great way to be able to pay for your Zen or your Prime or your Shaper, whatever it is that you want on auto ship. What a great way to be able to pay for your own product. If you say, Renita, you know, I don't want to necessarily go out and build a multi-million-dollar business, but I would love to make an extra $200, $400, $600 a month. What a great way just by getting 4 retail customers. So simple to do. That's 1 a week, you guys.
And we're also looking, as I said, over the next 2 months, you're going to see new offerings, new programs. We are really running with this 444. So this is just the beginning from that. Okay, so the first 4 is retail customers. The second 4, and we say once a week. What's the second 4 and what's the purpose of it?
The second 4 is for distributors. And your distributors, the purpose is you want to duplicate yourself. You want people out there that are in the field talking like you're talking, pointing to the same things that you're pointing, whether it be Mark McDonald's webinars on Monday night or the same videos or, you know, some of the other tools that we have like the ZP8 booklets. You want people out there duplicating your message because, you know, it wasn't just myself that helped the 63,000 pounds come off of North Dakota. It was literally a team of women. It was the school teachers like Jade Cork and Melissa Sagasser. I mean, it was Angie Lone Bear who led a lot of people and Margaret Gates who led a lot of the tribal people. It was literally a group of people that came together with a common message. So the second 4 is really, you got to go out and find people that want it like you do. They want to share with others, they want to impact lives, and they ultimately want to grow a business. So those 4 distributors are basically signing up with intent that they're going to go out there and duplicate exactly what you're telling them to do with the 444. So many times over the years, we've signed up distributors, which are basically kind of wholesale customers. The problem with that is now we have them taking up one of the spaces in the 444 and they have no intention on ever sharing it with anybody. So let's stick with retail customers for those people that have no intention ever to share it. They just want the experience. They just want to live the program like Mark talks about. They don't need to be a distributor, you guys. Distributors are the ones that say, you know what? I have friends and family, coworkers, people asking me about this. How do I tell them about it? Boom, that's a perfect person who wants to be a distributor.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, remember everyone, the mission of ZP8 is to end the dieting madness. It's to educate people on how they can live their best health. With the Facebook Lives we did last week, and if you're new to this webcast, make sure you join our Facebook community, our closed community, Zen Project. It's facebook.com/group/Zen Project 8. Look at the video section. Everyone needs to live it first. That is our goal. There's no reason to have someone be a distributor. That's not what we want. The reality is we want everyone to live it. Then the people who live it and they have an experience, they want to share it. So everyone has already have a team of people living it. Now this is a great opportunity, and this will be some of the action items for you, is to go to the people who live with great stories and now look at them. How can they actually become one of your 4 distributors to actually join, lock arms with you and start doing that? And that leads us to the next 4. So we have 4 customers, 4 distributors when we look at that in the first month. And then what's the third 4?
I'm going to tell you the third 4 in 1 second. I just want to say this. When you say live it, I want you guys to know it doesn't mean you have arrived officially at your goal weight or whatever it is. Many people think, well, I got to wait to lose 50 more pounds before I tell anybody about it. I'm telling you what, if you're down 10 or 15 and you feel like this program has set you free because you're not dieting anymore and you're not counting a calorie, tell somebody. You are going to give them the gift of freedom from the crazy dieting madness. So don't think that when we say live it, that you have to have arrived with the perfect body, the perfect goal weight. That's not what it's about. It's about, have you embraced those lifestyle decisions yourself? Have you embraced the tools? Are you plugging into the community? Do you feel like this is something you could do for the rest of your life? And that might even happen in the first month of you doing Zen. It doesn't have to be 1 year later you start building a business, right, Mark?
That's 100%. It's all whatever your journey is, you need to share that. And that's really the message tonight. And over the next 2 months, as we continue to fine tune these 2 models that we'll be sharing, 444 this week, Boutique Health Facility next week, is that if you want to make a difference in your community, lead this and actually make health something you want to do for the rest of your life, or you want to look at supplemental income and do 2 things, you can do this. If you're already building a Jeunesse business and you want to make ZP8 a part of your business, I had a great call with Becky Hurley, who's just amazing in Canada, amazing leader. She's living it. She already has an amazing Jeunesse business. She's a diamond executive. And now from this perspective, she's a diamond director. And now what she wants to do is she's building UK. We did a webcast with the UK today with some of her great leaders there. And then as well as throughout Canada and the US. It's all about how can you share our message and your message as a community. How can we make a difference? And your story starts wherever you start.
That's right. So the third 4 that you just asked me, so we got our 4 retail customers, we got our 4 distributors. You go out and you teach those 4 distributors to do exactly what you just did, Mark. You show them that they got to go out and they got to get their 4 retail customers and they got to get their 4 distributors. And some people, I'm going to be honest with you, some people can do that day 1, week 1, maybe 2 weeks. I'm giving them a month. You know, in the plan that I drew up, it basically was like, in 1 month, can you go out and do that? And sometimes it happens because of a couple of Facebook posts that you're putting, because you know everybody is looking to get healthier. Everybody is looking to permanently turn on their metabolism. Sometimes I just put that on Facebook. Who wants to permanently turn on their metabolism? Do you know how many people inbox me? Like, it's amazing. People are searching for, we literally have like the secret to weight loss, permanent weight loss. And so be proud, be loud, tell people about it. It doesn't mean we're going out there and hard selling all the time with our business. Ask yourself this, are you adding value to people's lives on Facebook? Are you adding value to people's lives that you're interacting with? Maybe you're going out for lunch with somebody. Are you adding, don't go there just to hard sell them on your product. Are you adding value to their lives? And is it someone who looks across the table from you and says, you know what, you're someone I'd love to be in business with? You know what I mean? Because you add value to other people's lives. So ask yourself that question. Are you adding value? But the third 4 is basically teach those second 4 to go out and repeat the process of their 4 retail customers and their 4 distributors.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this. And everyone, I want to be super clear on this. This is just the launch. This is our introduction of this. What you're going to get in our Facebook group, what you're going to get on these weekly webcasts are real strategies to win. Meaning, how do you communicate? Because what Renita just said about Facebook Lives and Facebook, there's a level of communication. There's how you deliver information. Are you adding value? And that's where we want to help you learn how to actually engage people in an authentic way that you're already there. Yeah. We love sharing stuff naturally. I know every single one of you want to share stuff naturally. It's when there's commission or money attached to it. It's like it's a different vibe. I mean, you have to shift through that vibe because it shouldn't be that way. There's great value in what you're sharing. So let's go high level. 444. 4 is retail customers. 4 is going to be wholesale, not wholesale, but distributors. And then 4 is duplicate that model. Now, Renita, walk us through 3 to 4 month, the last question. You know, what is the vision of this 4 months into this? Because it's all about duplicatable. And before I dive in, I just want everyone to know, if you've not lived the program and now you're trying to get 4 other people to duplicate you, I learned something very early in my life as a coach. And someone taught me this, my communication coach. The people who work with you will take on your strengths and your challenges. If you're not living it, there's no way you can do this. You have to be all in, from a live it to a share it to build it, if you want to succeed with this.
Yes.
And that's why we talk about. So walk us through 4 months if we have someone that's already in the game.
Yeah, I'm just going to tail end on what you just said there. I once read a book that said, live it yourself, teach it to yourself, embrace it yourself, teach it to your family. Okay, teach it to your family. If your kids are not eating PFC, you probably should start there because they need it. They'll love it. They'll be performing better in athletics. Some moms that get on the program and they get their kids living the PFC lifestyle, just by them living it, the kids lose 8 pounds. Maybe they just felt like they were a little bit overweight, and not even through dieting, just by living a nutritionally balanced lifestyle, the kids naturally lean down. It's crazy how it works. So first yourself, then your family, then your community, then your city, then your state, then the world. Some people want to go right to the world, and I'm like, listen, let's get yourself under wraps first in your family. Let's get that going, because when you're rock solid there, boom, you can start branching out left and right. The vision is this. I don't know if you can see this, but I wrote this out. Maybe that's not that clear for some of you, but
pretty clear.
It's pretty clear. I literally drew it out with circles, like old-fashioned circles, to figure out what would it look like month 1, what would it look like month 2, what would it look like month 3. Well, I'm just going to tell you, the first couple months, it's just kind of like imagine like when you first plant seeds in the ground, right? Like a bamboo tree, I once read, they don't grow for like years and years and years, and it's in the ground. The first couple months, you're just kind of laying down that foundation. You're getting your team established. You're developing those leaders. You're helping them to understand the 4-4-4 mentality with you, right? So that's just basically month 1. You're not earning a whole lot of income if you do the exact plan. It's only something like around $300 to $400. So you might think, really, I'm going to do 4-4-4 for only $300? Well, let me tell you, friends, as the months continue, it gets crazy. It gets amazing, the amount of lives that we're impacting with their health, and also the money you are making. My whole goal with everybody, when I sign them up with the Zen Transform Kit, which Mark mentioned earlier, which is the only thing I sign people up with Zen, because they all need that 8-week transformation. I get them, if they're a distributor, I want them in on the 8-week Transform Kit, and I make sure that they get on a 60 CV auto ship. It's just kind of mandatory for me if you're building a business. But when you look at the numbers, Mark, by month 2, a little bit more, between $500 and $600. By month 3, I mean, you're earning probably over $1,000 that month. By month 4, I'm just telling you, it just snowballs. It's literally between $4,000 on up, and then month 5, it's just like, it's crazy. Some people probably make that, in 6 months at their day job. So the reality is, and again, don't quote me exactly on that, but it's the roundabouts. When I did the math on it, when I long-handed it with the 4-4-4, it's absolutely remarkable what happens with duplication.
Yeah, and the fun of this, and everyone, this is just, and we're going to give some action items for you, is just,
yes,
we look at the Transform Kit. Let's talk about why the Transform Kit. It's the best. So when you talk about someone living it, sharing it, and building it, the Transform Kit's by far the best, because it's the best value for the person living the program. It's also from the point of what they get. We know that people need products to win in this. They need the education, and there needs to be a commitment. We have an Awaken Kit, which is 7 days. The problem is, you do Awaken, by the time you say, hey, I want to keep doing it, you run out of product. They're not, you lose them. So the Transform Kit is what I would recommend. Every person that I've ever worked with, that's what I always recommend. That's where you start. Then you start thinking about, when you look about your own personal, you need to live it. but then you also want to share it and implement it. I go to the soccer field and I say, here, someone comes to me and I say, well, yeah, they say, Mark, can I get some of the Zen Fuse? Most definitely. I always have product on hand from that perspective too. So this isn't about building a network marketing business. It's about building a health related business as well. So it's making sure if you want to build something that you have to be ready to implement the right strategies. That's why this isn't live it and share it. This is if you want to build a health related business utilizing Zen and the Jeunesse business model, there's a great opportunity with that.
There's a huge opportunity with that, Mark. And I also want to say it takes 21 days for you to lay down new neuroplasticity of your brain to actually even change your thinking. 21 days, every 21 days, we lay down new brain neurons in our brain. So after 8 weeks, it's almost like 3 cycles of that. We literally have turned our brains on, switched our brains to a new way of thinking with this lifestyle, with the PFC and the Zen lifestyle. So sometimes I agree with you, Mark, 7 days. I mean, I always tell people, what do you want to do? You know, poop and pee yourself out for 7 days and then go back to eat McDonald's. It's not going to work. Just commit and lock yourself in with that transformation of your body and your mind for the next 8 weeks, and it will literally transform your entire life.
I have a good point. And then we're going to go to your action items, everyone, because we want to respect your time. And just remember, every single week, if there's questions you have until we open up that Facebook community from the model, post them. I'm going to look at some Q&A after this. Renee and I will answer all of your questions. This is just the start. But I was talking to my buddy Joe on my webcast with Becky Hurley today from the UK. He's from Ireland. And he had a couple triathletes or cyclists that wanted to just do the business. And he said, you got to live it first. Remember, I love that model because bringing people into something that they don't understand or really want to do, they're going to exit out. This isn't about just building something fast. It's building something sustainable. And that's what you actually want from a business side. No one wants a quick fix business. No one wants quick fix health. The whole concept here is to be part of something. And our goal with the 2 models, the 444 tonight and the health boutique facility next week, and then we'll continue the training on it, is to give you duplicatable models just like you have with the program to win. So Renita, let's talk about new people. Everyone new. Not all of our community they've already lived it themselves. They already have tens to 20 to 100 people who are already living it. Give us the 5 things when we look at the 5 for new people. So the first thing is they get a Transform Kit, correct? Yep.
If you're a brand spanking new and you're saying, hey, I love what these guys are saying. I want to take my life and my health. I believe in the PFC. I believe in the Zen. I want to take it to a whole nother level. I can see myself earning an extra $500,000, $2,000, $10,000 a month. If that's the case, number 1 is you need to get yourself a Transform Kit for 100 CV. And you need to get yourself on auto ship of 60 CV. That's basically, with this business, if you're considered a business builder, that's kind of the bare bone minimum that they ask of you. So the Transform Kit, that qualifies you with that 100 CV, and then 60 CV auto ship. Many times I put 2 bags of shake mix, 2 boxes of Zen Fuse. Remember, your auto ship has to be enough for you to consume as well as to hand out at the soccer field. So for me, I always hand out the Zen, not only the Zen Fuse, but actually the Zen Fit. Because when I'm handing that out, I'm out there basically helping people with amino acids. It's a very cute little display. Dump it in their water, shake it up. They got their amino acids. Bam! People swear they feel better and they can perform longer. So with those little you need extras, basically what I'm saying. Don't go bare bones where you're rationing, because if you don't have enough for yourself to even consume, how in the world are you going to work this business?
Well, and remember this, if someone's living it, they just live it. They're customers. Yeah. They do whatever they want. If someone's sharing it, they're not really focused on building. So this webcast is for people who actually want to build this. There's strategies to it, because when I built a health business since 1999 and starting 95 in health facilities. And the reality is that I needed product, and you want enough that you can use and share. So we Transform Kit, product that you can share and use. And then you said download the J Mobile app.
Download the J Mobile app, definitely. I should tell you one thing I do when I share. Anyone who I'm sitting next to, if I pull this Zen Shape out of my purse, I take a fat burner. People always watch what pills you're taking when you're like sitting there. And I say to them, hey, do you want a fat burner? People have actually said to me, yeah, I'll take one. And I mean, no joke. So I share it with them. I'm like, you know what? You're going to feel a little different from this. You're going to love this. Here's my card. You might think that's crazy. I literally have signed people up from doing that, because people are so desperate for change. They're so desperate to feel better, to look better, to regain their confidence. All right, Mark.
Hold on. Then build your list. You talk about customers and then distributors.
Yes, customers, but download the J-Mobile app. We talked about that already. And if you don't know how to do that, talk to whoever invited you on this webinar. I'm sure they'll be able to help you. It's just go to the App Store, J-Mobile, you download it. And once you're a distributor, you'll actually have your login and ID. Your ID and password are the same. So you can go and just do that immediately following if you haven't done it yet. Number 4 is build your list. Now, when I build a list, I think of people that are customers and distributors. Sometimes my distributors are people that I think maybe they're a little bit more entrepreneurial mindset right out of the gates. Sometimes I think to myself, distributors could be people that have had great success with the program already, and they have expressed interest to me. Hey, I think I want to share this with some coworkers. How do I go about that? That is a perfect candidate to be a distributor. So for me, a customer and a distributor look completely different. Customers, when I talk to the customers, I don't talk anything about earning income or the network marketing part side of it. I literally just talk to them about getting healthy and living the Zen plan and living the PFC lifestyle. I mean, that's what it is. That's what they're looking for. So don't muddle those two. If someone's a customer, just let them be a customer. They love that experience. And I always say we need the customers, because you know why I need the customers? Because first of all, we want to change the course of obesity in America, but the real reason we need customers is they have great stories to tell. Do you know how many times I use my customer stories to share with somebody who now is a distributor? Because they hear those stories and they're like, wow, that's incredible, right? Those stories are powerful, you guys. So those 4 customers that you're getting a month, that's not just like I'm getting 4 customers, I made $200. Those are 4 life transforming stories that you get to go out there and you get to share. And when people hear that, they want that and they want to be part of that. So again, make the list of your people. I kind of, in my mind, I think this person's probably more likely to be a customer. This one's more likely to be a distributor. But here, I'll be honest with you, sometimes people just like Leota Nigam. I never in my life thought Leota Nigam was going to build a business when she walked in to see Mark McDonald with a walker, 79 years old, diabetic, hypertensive, which her doctor took her completely off her medications in the first 2 weeks of being on the program. Her doctor did. She'll tell you that when you meet her. She's amazing. But the bottom line is Leota's coming to my party tomorrow night, and she's bringing 2 guests with her. Leota is working this business. Leota's business cards are in the mail on the way to her house right now.
So let's dive into that. So Leota, just give her a hug for me. I love that lady.
Love her.
So hold on. So let's the 5 things. I'm going to read this. So Transformer Kit, get enough products to share, utilize J-Mobile app, build your list, customers, distributors. And then the last thing is as I shared about the Live It, fine tune your story and think about other success stories that you know that can relate to it. So remember, your story is great for people like you, but people aren't like you. Leverage success stories and stories. Now, that's for everyone new. But let's talk about people that are already on this webcast, have been a part of our community. These are your action items for this week. And each week we will give you new action items to do. So let's talk, Renita. Let's talk about for existing people like Leota. Talk about your 5 action items that you share with everyone tonight.
Okay, so number 1 is definitely you got to decide if you're going to build virtual or build basically in real person. I do both. I have a weekly party. Many years ago when I launched my business, I had a great mentor that said to me, you know, a secret to success is to have a weekly party. I've had a weekly party, sometimes 2 for the last 10 years. That's a secret to success, you guys. Now, maybe I always tell people it kept my house clean, praise the Lord. But some people, that's no joke. My kids know when it's the day to have a Jeunesse party and they're all vacuuming the house. But the bottom line is maybe you say, I don't want to do that, Renita. You could always build in person with one-on-one. Sometimes people feel a little more comfortable, not necessarily in a group, but just taking somebody out, meeting them someplace. Usually what I do is I bring a shake along with me. People love to taste the product. When they taste the product, because in their mind, health food sometimes tastes bad. When they taste our shakes, like right now I put ice, water, and a little bit of pumpkin butter in it, and it tastes like you're drinking pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin butter, I love that.
Everybody signs up because they're like, are you kidding that I get to drink these every day? I'm like, absolutely, they're so amazing for you. But the bottom line is decide what you're gonna do. So for me, I do both. I build virtual by taking my J-Mobile app and putting those things on Facebook. Once in a while, again, don't inundate your friends. They'll block you. You know what I mean? And the other way is in person. So are you going to commit to a weekly party, maybe a party once a month? Are you going to say, Renita, I'm going to go out and I'm going to spend 2 hours a week building my business, and that's going to consist of 4 one-on-ones. I'm going to meet with 4 different people that want to hear about this program, and I'm going to build in person with them. And sometimes that old school approach, like Leota, she's not necessarily plugging into the tech stuff as much as she's plugging into, she's 80. She's bringing people to my house and plugging into the hands-on approach, right? Where they literally get to taste the shake and visit with one another, you know?
And I want to just share, everyone, this isn't just for Zen. This is what I did back in 1995 when I was running a gym. This is what I did when I launched my company, Venice Nutrition, in Venice Beach in 1999. This is how you build a business. Yeah. This is what it takes, you know, in-person, virtual meetings, one-on-ones. It's the same. If you want to build something that lasts, it's about building a community, and you start with yourself, your family, your friends, and then you start branching out, just like Renita said. So you decide virtual, so in person or virtual, and then if you're in person, that's the second thing, you schedule a party.
Okay, and I should show you this, Mark, because I have 3 key tools that I show at every single one of my parties, okay? I have key things that I show people, and I'm telling you guys, if you do this, it'll work for you too, because like, you're no different than me, okay? So I always show Mark's book, Why Kids Make You Fat, because literally when you go back on page 294.
This is not a book plug.
No, this is not. I'm just telling you what I use. If you don't want to buy the book, don't buy the book. I bought the book for $14. Do you know why? Because when I look at this, it has Detox, Ignite, Thrive, and he lists the Zen supplements in here. It's a no-brainer. The guy's the ambassador for the American Diabetes Association, and he basically created the Zen Project 8. So yeah, this is a good thing to have. Plus, it's got great recipes in it. The second thing I always have in my purse, always, you can stop me anywhere, I have this little ZP8 booklet. This thing is magic. So I literally open it up and I show people, here's your proteins, here's your fats, and here's your carbohydrates. And you know what people say? Can I have that? I say, oh no, this is my only copy, but you know what? You'll get it when you get your Transform kit. It's literally like the takeaway. And the reason I do that is because honestly, this is a valuable tool that everybody needs. This is not something where I borrow it out and get it back. No, you need your own, because you're gonna go back to this thing time and time and time again as a resource with your health, with your life. And as you guys know, the Detox, Ignite, Thrive are all a little bit different. I mean, I always say it's like a no-brainer. It literally gives you the connect the dots of like the meal plan. I mean, when you go to the next stage, it lists the new foods you can have in red. Okay, so I'm telling you, this is like so simple. So this is always in my arsenal. This is in my arsenal. And the final thing that's in my arsenal is a We Live Jeunesse catalog. They're cheap. They're like $11.25 for 5 of them. And the reason I love this, and I should tell you that Jeunesse, when we were down on Expo, Mark and I learned that they actually launched just a brochure that is product driven only. Okay, that'll be available, I think, within the next week or so in our back offices. But this We Live Jeunesse catalog is all the products. In fact, I'll page it to you if you haven't seen this. Maybe some of you are saying, what is that catalog she's holding? There's the Zen page, okay? It's page 19. There's 80 pages in this bad boy. There's Mr. Mark McDonald himself. Can you see him? Macho, there he is. There he is. Detox, Ignite, Thrive. And I literally take them to that page and show them that. But you know what happens is they also look at this and they say, now what is Affinity? What is that Reserve? Or what are those AM and PM? Do you think I need to take those? Leota takes the AM and PM every single day and swears by them. Sometimes your current consumer is your next best customer, because guess what? They're looking at this book saying, oh my gosh, I want to do the Zen, but I want to do a lot of this stuff. Perfect. So this We Live Jeunesse catalog kind of gives them an overview of everything, the product and the opportunity. So these 3 things, literally I carry in my purse. I'm not kidding. So if I'm building in person, I have these 3 things with me all the time. Not sometimes, all the time.
So let me recap before we go on. So if you've already been, you already know if you're new what you need to do. If you are actually someone who's been part of the community, like a Ron Dyke that I see is on this and fired up. So Ron, right there, you got to decide, are you building in person or virtually? Ideally, you do both.
Right.
If you're in person, you're going to schedule one-on-one parties. Remember, 4-4-4. So your goals are clear. 4 retail customers, 4 distributors, and then you teach those 4 people to duplicate that process. Then, and that's your 4 distributors to duplicate it. And then if you're going to build, you have to have your tools in person. And then virtually, what do you do, Renita?
Okay, so virtually I send out 2 things to everybody. Number 1, I immediately go to my J-Mobile app and I send them a direct link from my app to their phone, because now they have my website. So at any point when they're ready to push go on that Transform kit, they're not trying to get a hold of me saying, hey, what's your website, right? The worst thing that happens is people go sign up at the website and they don't sign up with their sponsor because their sponsor never gave them their information of their website. So I get that out of the way right away. I immediately text them over. I say, here's my link for my website. I basically send it from my JMobile app. You just go to your JMobile app and you click on video campaign, and you literally can send any one of those videos. I usually do the Zen Body. I know Mark is going to be making a brand new video for us, you guys, for the JMobile app, right, Mark? That's coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's more. So just everyone knows there's more videos coming. We are turning the videos fast. There's more editions coming. There's more brochures that will be coming. There's more that's coming over these next 2 months. Just be patient. It's all happening. I'm filming in my own studio. We're turning content quick, things that you'll be able to share. So things will be taken to a whole nother level.
So usually I just currently share the Zen Body video because that is the one that has Zen in it in my JMobile app under video campaigns. The second video that I always send is Mark's wonderful compilation of basically everything he's done with the PFC. It's 11 minutes or 14 minutes. I can't remember right now. I think it's 11.
14. All
14.
The national media with Dr.
14.
Oz and everything.
Yep, Dr. Oz, everything on there, all the transformations. I mean, it's just an amazing video. You cannot not watch that video and think, oh my gosh, I want to plug into what this guy has going on. So literally what I do is I send the video from my Jeunesse mobile app, and then I send Mark's video and I say, listen, this is my business partner. This is the guy that has created the Zen Project 8. Look at what this is going to do. It is going to permanently turn on your metabolism. And now they have those 2 links on their phone. Do you guys get what I'm doing? This is how I build virtually, okay? Another thing that I do is I put that video every once in a while, about once a week, out on social media. And you'd be surprised how many people are just sitting back watching. They're watching you very silently. I've had so many people over the years that just watch me silently. I had no idea they were even watching. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, one day they contact me and they say, Renita, I'm ready to do the Zen Project 8. I'm ready to do the program that you always talk about. I've been watching you. So what you say on social media matters so much. I'm telling you guys, filter, you know. But the bottom line is be positive with it. Don't hard sell it. Add value to people's lives, and every once in a while you want to pop that in there because people are looking at you, you're happy, you're living life to the fullest, you're getting healthier, and they're like, I want some of that because I'm dieting and I'm crabby as heck and I'm biting my kids' heads off and I'm starving to death and I think I want to eat a life-size chocolate bar. My goodness, you know? So they're really watching what you're doing, and so that's how I build virtually. I throw that out there. My link to my website probably once every few days. And then as far as Mark's video, I probably put it out there again once a week. When your confidence is up, I encourage you guys to do your own Facebook Live. It doesn't have to be pretty. I mean, look at me right now. I got a baseball hat on with these big, massive earphones. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Mark didn't like my silver one, so I had Big Mac down.
She had some bling headphones. We changed.
I had globes. But anyway, so it doesn't even have to be that perfect. You know what? You know what really sells, and you know what really works with this business? Authenticity. When you're just authentic and you just tell your story, people want to hear that. They want to be part of your life. They want real. We're so sick of fake in this world, aren't we, you guys? With what's going on right now with everything. We want real. We want the real goods. And so just go on there. Maybe your first Facebook Live lasts 10 seconds and you say, hi, my name is Renita Brandon and I love Zen Project 8. And you click off. I don't know. People will be like, what the heck is that? What is Zen Project 8? But when your confidence arises and when you start, and sometimes you just do it and then the confidence comes. I'll just tell you the truth. So just do it scared and the courage will arise. I'm telling you, it's crazy how that works.
Well, and that's why we're doing the 444, so that everyone watching tonight and throughout every single week, you now have a place where you feel like people are helping you build in a way that we know works. We've done this. We understand the model. So we start with the 444. You're clear on that. Now we look at for everyone that's already experienced. So you choose virtual and person, ideally do both. Renita gave you some different in person, some virtual. We'll keep adding more of that. We're going to do some how to do live Facebook, how to do Facebook Live. We'll have some training on that as well. Now, the fourth thing, there's 2 more we got, and then we're going to wrap this up, everybody. The fourth thing is you say follow up, correct, Renita?
Yeah, the fortunes and the follow through. The fortunes and the follow through. You know, many times if you don't follow up, what I found in my life is if I don't follow up with people, all of a sudden I find out they've joined somebody else because that person probably took the time to follow up with them, right? So I think it's imperative, and many people might have a question, like after you've sent out those initial links, don't just sit back and twiddle your thumbs like this and wait for them to hit the buy button. That's not how it works. Usually what I send out to them is, hey, do you have any questions? Is there anything I can help answer for you? If they say, no, I'm still taking a look at it, and I kind of let it go about 24 hours. And then I say, hey, would you like me to bring you over a shake? I can run a shake by so you actually can taste the product. Now, this would be somebody that'd be building virtually. And if they're in town, if they're not in town, I drop a sample in the mail. I kind of just go through that process with them. Many times I read a book once that said, sometimes you get 3 no's before you get a yes. And sometimes that really does happen. And the no doesn't mean no. It just means they're uncertain, right? They have questions. So sometimes when people don't get right back to people, they just assume that person doesn't want to do it. And I say, you know what? Go at them again. Help them through the process. They're scared. It's a major life transition. It's challenging for them. Sometimes it's very humbling for them, right? Because maybe they've been doing it wrong for so many years and they're so overweight that they're embarrassed. Walk with them through that process. Love up on them a little bit, right? And so the fortune's in the follow through. And I actually love the follow through process with people because you really start to learn who they are and what they're all about and why they really want to do this. They start telling you about their grandkids and that they just came home and they have high cholesterol and high blood pressure, and their doctor says, time is ticking, and they say, I need to do this. I want to see my grandchildren graduate high school. You get to know a part of them, and that is so huge. Again, it's that stories, right? So follow up. The fortune's in the follow-up. Don't just hit them once and wait for them to hit the buy button. It's not going to happen, friends. You got to get with them.
And I think this goes into our last one, which is going to be, then you teach your team to do the same. This is the message. Before Rena wraps up with that and we end the webcast, and obviously this is just our beginning, I just want to share with everyone that this is work. Building a business is work. So just like the work you had to do to make your health do work is work. So it's all about the passion inside. Renita came on the webcast as we did an audio test so that we didn't have any tech challenges. And she said, I met with some people and their lives are transformed, and it just reminds me of why I do what I do. We always need reasons why we do what we do. And the reason why we want to help everyone grow with this and understand this 444 model is that we have a world to change.
Amen.
And the more people that can join this mission and love it and inspire people, then we're all doing it together. So it's our responsibility to help show you how to do that. So we talk about, make sure you decide, are you virtual or in person? You now know strategies in person. You now know virtual. You understand follow-up. And then the last thing with the 444 is you got to teach your team to do the same. These are the basic steps, right, Renita? So give us one takeaway before we wrap it on how to teach your team to do the same.
I think the biggest takeaway I can tell you is to plug into the system, and the system would be on Monday night Mark McDonald's webinar, because as he said when he started this talk off, you don't have to be a nutritionist. I think some people think they have to be a nutritionist. They have to be in the health world to do this business. My goodness, I look at my mother, my mom, Pearl. She's 70 years old. She's traveled the world because of this business. She shares the product readily with people. She's not a health coach by any means, but the reality is it just goes to show you anybody can do this business if they believe passionately about the products. And so I just tell you, the biggest takeaway is plug into the system, because you might not know everything, but this guy in the blue shirt, he can answer your questions. Like, he knows, right? He knows things. Every time I listen to him talk, I learn something, right? And I've been in this industry over 20 years. So the reality is, be coachable, be moldable in this process, learn, hop on those Monday night webinars yourself so that you can understand more about nutritional education, so that, for me, I always say, make sure you're on the Monday night webinar. Make sure you join the Zen Project 8, all capital letters, Facebook page. If you're not on that, you need to be on that. I give them those resources so that they feel like they're part of the community, because the biggest thing I can tell you, Mark, losing 63,000 pounds is huge, but you know how we did it? We did it because people plugged in. People that stay close to the center when they start this process, they have the biggest, greatest success. People that are the driftaways, they come, they go, they come, they go, they don't have as much success. So when you plug into, let's say I plug into this webinar, okay, now you're gonna have a little bit more success. Let's say you plug into the Monday night webinar, okay, now you're gonna have a little bit more success. Let's say you attend my meeting tomorrow night at Renita's house, okay, now you're gonna have a little more success. Let's say you hop on Mark McDonald's live webinar that he's doing just informal, where he's talking about, what to feed your kids. Okay, now you're gonna have a little bit more success. I find that every one of those pieces is like a piece of a puzzle, and the more of those you put in that puzzle, the greater the chance of success you're going to have in your health and in this business. That's the truth.
I love it. Well, we're going to wrap with that, everybody. So those are your action items. If you missed this or you joined late, rewatch this webcast. Every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time, Renita and I are going to be living it, and we're going to be leading this, and we're going to be sharing strategies with you. And we're going to have guests every single week that will share how they're doing it. So it's featuring the country, the US, Canada, and as we continue to build ZP8 to bring guests on from that side. So you have your action items. Next week, we're going to really dive into our second model, because it's 444. Our second model is the health-related boutique facilities. And those are those small facilities that are fantastic. If you can implement and understand these two models, you're going to grow. But everyone can do 444. The boutique facility model is an additional skill set, and we're going to have some videos and some training on that as well. A lot more to come. We did a 50-minute webcast here, Renita, so I think we're done with time. Make sure on this YouTube, this actual Hangouts.Zen Project 8, ask all questions. Renita and I will be answering all questions. We'll continue to do that. We're opening up our own closed Facebook community for business building with ZP8. A lot more to come. Anything you want to wrap up with, Renita?
Yeah, I just want to say one final quote. You know, Henry Ford said it best. He said, coming together is the beginning. This is the beginning for you business builders, for you sharers and you builders. This really is just the beginning. I believe that, Mark. I mean, I saw a passion in you down in Orlando with building of the business. I don't know that I've ever seen it before since I met you with building this business. Like, you were like, we have got to get those people educated to know what to do to get out there and share with others and earn some income. So it's Henry Ford said, coming together is really just the beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together, that's where we're going to have ultimate success, you guys. That's where it's at.
And that's what we're wrapping with. Everyone, we love you. We're giving you hugs. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, Bismarck, North Dakota. And Chris, the little ZP8 logo is in San Antonio, Texas. Thanks, everyone. Make sure you watch this, share this with your team that are building. It's going to be available on the YouTube playlist. Much more to come. Love you guys.
Love you guys. God bless you.